What's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video, reacting to Boss VG800 guitar processor demo, NAMM 2025 by Premier Guitar. So what's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be reacting to Boss VG800 guitar processor demo, NAMM 2025 by Premier Guitar. As always, if you have not already, please go over to Premier Guitar and give them a sub. Hit that subscribe button, please. And also, I've also included the link for the original video in the description down below. Go there down below, click on that link, and give the original video a like. And on this video, my video, leave a comment on what you'd like to see me react to next. And now, let us be getting to it.
All right, Austin, thank you so much. And thank you all for tuning in. I'm Ted Drozdowski, Editorial Director of Premier Guitar, and we are into our second day of coverage at the 2025 NAMM show. And today we're visiting with Boss this morning, and we're going to be looking at the brand new VG800. And Austin, talk to us about it. And one thing I'm curious about too is if you could explain the difference between the VG800 and one of the Boss guitar synthesizers, which I have some familiarity with, but not the VG800.
Right. Yeah. So thanks, Ted. Always good to see you. Hello. And yeah, so our newest project is the VG800. Stands for virtual guitar, and I like to think of it as a virtual world of creating your own electric guitar, your own electric instrument, in any tuning you want. Within an octave of each string. So I can take each individual string using a GK5 pickup system, which runs off of a TRS cable now, so no more 13-pin connectors like in the old GRs and VGs. And now that goes into our VG unit. You can alternately tune the instrument, each individual string within an octave.
You see, as always, when I do a reaction video, it is a true reaction video. I never watch the video beforehand. I basically search, certain guitar or bass guitar or music industry stuff, depending, and I like to get something somewhat recent or relevant to the stuff that I cover on the channel. I was just assuming this is another standard guitar processor that had amp modeling and, effects and all that, but no, apparently this is not. This is like a guitar synthesizer type thing. Okay, interesting. Good to know.
I can use regular open tunings like Open D, Open G, Open E, but I can also make my own custom tunings in the user section within an octave for each string. It also has and features guitar modeling, so I can take any guitar that the pickup is strapped to, and I can turn that guitar into a variation of Strats, Les Pauls, Tellys.
Okay, now that is interesting. I'm wondering how that is going to sound. I think I remember the acoustic Stratocaster type thing, the Acoustistrat or whatever they called it, like that, had that alleged capability too, that it could sound like various different types of acoustics and or an electric, I think. Again, if I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about, or if I'm close and somewhat off, leave a comment down below to let me know. But I'm really, really interested to hear what guitar modeling sounds like. I don't know, especially that looks like it's, humbucker single. I don't know. Can you put something on and make a single coil sound like a humbucker or a humbucker sound like a single coil? We all know that telling apart different types of pickups is almost impossible sometimes, but yes, from a humbucker to a single coil, it's a no-brainer.
Semi-hollows, hollow bodies. I can even make a wide range of my own guitars and customize my sounds. I could also do that twice over a stereo signal, so I can make two different guitar models over a stereo path, which I have a couple of sounds that go over that, as well as a collection of amplifiers and effects that have been ported over from our GT series. So you'll see a lot of the ARD technology in this as well. as well as a plethora of effects, but you don't have to use those effects if you already want to hook up a tuning machine directly to your pedal board, which there is a all effects bypass switch on this. You can bypass all of the amplifiers and effects inside of it and just use it to tune the guitar to go to the rest of your rig. There is a mild sprinkling of synthesis in there as well, so things like GR300, Vio guitar, and a couple of our synth classics that you would probably see from our GPs and our GR series guitar synthesizers. You were asking about the differences between the VG and the GM.
Yes.
So the VG just does guitar modeling and alternate tunings with sprinklings of guitar synth here and there.
Okay.
And we obviously did that
Different.
to keep it in more of a compact pedal format, better for pedal boards, better for traveling. The GM does more of your PCM synthesis or post-cold modulation synthesis, which you'd find in typical keyboards or even our Roland keyboards. So that would be your pianos, electric road sounds, celestas, synthesis, like very typical synthesis, and still uses the GK5 pickup.
So this helps out a lot of bands that have a hard time finding a keyboard player. There's hardly any keyboard players in almost any music scene that I've ever worked in. I've worked in the Windsor, Ontario area, the Detroit area, the Baltimore area, the Phoenix area, the Vancouver area. Getting keyboard players is always so difficult, and especially if it's mainly guitar rock oriented stuff. There's not a lot for a keyboard player to do, but a lot of those intros and all those sort of things, yeah, I can see this being a huge tool for a guitar player in a band that needs some keyboard patches and stuff, but they just don't have a keyboard player
To process all that.
Okay. Well, this is a simplistic way to look at it, but with the alternate tunings, if you have to bring 2 or 3 guitars to a gig, typically because you're playing in a series of open tunings and other
That's
tunings,
great.
you no longer have to do that with this device, correct?
Yes, that's correct. You can basically press a button and it'll automatically tune the guitar to any of the custom tunings or any of the standard open tunings that we have featured in the unit as well.
Now, I know the Helix, you can change your tuning, but I don't know if you can do alternate tunings. I think that'll just, pitch you up or down a tone, 2 tones, whatever, all that sort of stuff. I know the Helix has been able to do that for a long time. I've still never really been able to get my hands on any of the Line 6 Helix HX type stuff at all. I have to go with slightly more affordable options.
Not just like open D and G, but Nashville tuning. You can do baritone. You can do 12-string guitar models as well. So,
Wow.
And again, you'd have to physically change the guitar, the strings, or bring multiple instruments to a gig in order to achieve that. But now I can just press a button, have one guitar, and it'd be good to go. And also, if I didn't mention before, you can still integrate the normal magnetic pickups on your guitar into the signal as well. Okay. So you don't have to just use the guitar synthesis sounds. You can use your magnetic pickups alongside those models as well.
And that's probably a good time to talk about the control set on this, because I'm assuming there's something on there that will allow you to make that blend happen?
Yeah, so there is 2 parts of the signal chain that basically go through. One is a normal sided pickup and the other is our guitar modeling section. And very typical in our GT units, you'll see dividers and splitters and mixers. That's basically what allows you to blend between the two. You can also do it from the pickup. This is the install
Neat
kit
way
of
to
the
do it from the
GK5.
pickup, yeah.
So that'll come with these switches. One will allow you to scroll up and down in patches, and the other one will allow you to blend the normal magnetic pickups with the GK5 pickup as well over a TRS signal.
Well, let's talk about the control set on the front of this device.
Sure. So some of the basic controls on this that are most important, right?
Wow.
One is going to be the effects bypass.
So you need that pickup as well, too. Again, I was just under the impression this was just one of the new lines of their multi-effects / amp modeling units. I had no idea it was basically a guitar synth system, but very cool, very cool. But of course, you've got to get their synth pickup now, because before it used to be a multi-pin pickup for all those MIDI pickups and all that, but now they have it set up for a TRS. That's just fine. That's so much more convenient, TRS, as opposed to the multi-pin MIDI cable.
So you press these two buttons together and it'll allow you to bypass all of the effects. So I can have just the guitar be tuned, or I can allow to have all the DSP processing go with it. Another important part of the menu is going to be the instrument menu. This is where you go to alternately tune the instrument or alternately tune your guitar, as well as create new guitars such as electric guitars, acoustic instruments, dual guitar, which you can use an acoustic and an electric, basses, as well as Vio guitar and some of our basic guitar synths like GR300. The second menu that's really cool, after you've picked your instrument and your tuning, you go to the effects section, and now this is where that system is that I told you about before, that you can blend the normal pickup sound with the modeled guitar sound. And you can also scroll through using the select knob here that allows you to get to some of the built-in effects such as choruses and reverbs, delays. You also have amplifier models that have been ported over from our GT series as well, using our ARD technology, so you know the amplifier sounds and the field play is going to be great. And once you're done picking your sounds and your guitar, right, once, twice, done, and now you saved your sounds. You can go back to it every single time. This also has a computer editor that allows you to connect to Boss Tone Studio, where you can customize the settings inside of a Mac or a Windows computer.
As far as I'm concerned, with any multi-effects type unit, or in this case something like that, because it still is actually a multi-effects amp modeling type unit, there must be a computer interface to be able to do the editing. I know you can do everything on the knobs and everything, but when you plug that thing in to your computer or your laptop, so that way you can see the full functionality of everything for mainly really dialing it in, and then just tiny tweaks on the unit itself when you're out at gigs or something like that, to me, that is the perfect combination. Yes, there needs to be a software editor. Without a software editor, I don't want any unit like that.
So Austin, why don't you tell us about the pricing and availability for the VG800?
So VG800 is going to be available now. Pricing on it's going to be $649.99 US.
Okay. And why don't you play something for us? You've got something prepared.
You need the pickup
got a
too.
little demo. Let's do this.
All right.
Switch gears like no tomorrow.
The city lights, trail of red and down a white. It's like a sunrise. She comes.
What the hell? Oh, demonetized. Yeah. All right. So that was reacting to Boss VG800 guitar processor demo, NAMM 2025 by Premier Guitar. As always, if you have not already subscribed to Premier Guitar, go over to their page now and give them a sub. And go over to the bottom of this in the description and click on the link, which I've included, of the original video. Give the original video a like too. And on this video, my video, leave a comment on what you'd like to see me react to next. Thanks for checking out this video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe, click the notification bell, like, comment, and share. It doesn't cost a thing and would really help out the channel. Also, please subscribe to my other channel, GK Mac Music, for some live looping live streams with a side of jackassery, some original music, and some short content, also with a side of jackassery. If you'd like to help out the channel financially, you can buy some merch at the merch store, or you can become a channel member. As always, everyone, thanks so much for your continued support. Do what makes you happy.